The Swineapple edition is here. What's a Swineapple? All right. Controls are good. Set them all up. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. It is currently Black Friday, and I'm enjoying these deals right here. The Swineapple image, 32 gigabyte, mad little pixel, and some of the things that set this thing apart just right off the bat are that a lot of these games and systems were gone through. All the artwork, everything. So CPS is a collection. You go in here and you have your CPS. That's why there's no image there. But then you start the games. You have all the metadata, right? You have the players, the screenshots, the logos if you can get them. You go into like a system like, let's go Game Gear. You have not only the box art, the JPEG, but also the logo. Instead of stars, you have pineapples. Look how beautiful this is. This image is a custom image from Phil's Doodles. It is running a recent release of RetroPie, so you're going to get your screensavers, you're going to get everything, the collections, all the fun stuff that you get with the newest version of RetroPie. So you can see what some of the favorites are. Pepsi Man. So all games, this is rocking 6,545 games. The reason why this image is such a big deal is, as I mentioned, everything was gone through, and this won number 2 on my top 3 Raspberry Pi 32 gigabyte images. So now that it's even been gone through, it's a contender for number 1. The reason why number 1, the Weird Dirty Gaming, is up there is because he packed close to 10,000 games. But this one, as far as looks, bezels, the whole aesthetic, and for those not looking for an epic collection, like just an all collection, this one would win out. This one would win. So as you can see, beautiful colors. Look at these colors. They're so bright, vivid. This is Phil's Doodles, who made the theme. This is considered the Swineapple theme. It's also known as the Swineapple image. Those are 2 separate things, though. Now, Nintendo, for example. Metadata, pineapples, JPEG, box art, logo. Font easy to read. You can scroll, hard scroll, go a little faster, and if you can just keep holding, it'll go even faster. If you want, you can hit select, find your favorite game. So if I wanted Super Mario, go over to S, hit my A button, and then go down to Super. Almost there. Super Mario Brothers and Tetris, Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers 2, 3, Super Pitfall. You can go back, and now you're back in the image. Let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Let's start at last played, arcade. So you get 1,003 games, and as I mentioned with the arcade, all these games have gone sorted through. So if I click any of these games, they should work. All of them are pre-configured. As you see, you get that cool loading screen with the Pi Life tattoo. I hear there's a rumor that Mad Low Pixel might get that tattoo on his body, so do check that out. So look at this, nice shaders on, beautiful bezels. The ratio is more of a vertical, so you get that arcade look. I'm hitting select, enter, and working great. Beautiful stuff here, really beautiful. There we go, launch. So let's see this game. Oh, there we go. And we're rocking and rolling just fine. I'm having no issues whatsoever. Start select out. So that's the arcade set. That's why I was mentioning everything was gone through there. So an arcade set that because a lot of people say they get these images and they click on these arcade games like, how come my Alex the Kid isn't working? How come my Aliens isn't working? Another game that he got to work that everyone was wanting to work is Spider-Man. Everybody wants Spider-Man. A lot of images the Spider-Man does not work. So this is the working ROM for that. Should be under here somewhere. SP, there you go. Spider-Man the video game. Again, custom launch screens. It's going to be custom bezels here as well. And out of those 1,000 arcade games, so this is fine. That warning screen is fine. So there you go. And now it's configured exactly. You see it's a wider screen here for the wider game. Beautiful stuff here. Got a little TV, you got your shaders on. If you want to change your shaders, just select right and X or select an X, and Let's try Submarine, Marina. And you can change your shaders in RetroArch. Not a problem at all. Uh-oh. Ouch, vac, woo. As you can see, running no lag. Very well. Looking good. Okay. So that was something people wanted to see. And I mean, you got your Street Fighters, you got your Street Fighters, you got your Mortal Kombat, you're gonna get your Simpsons arcade game, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all the good ones. So, okay. Atari 2600, 306. Atari 7800, 57. Daphne, 2. What do you got here? Dragon's Lair 1 and 2. Famicom, 79. Game Gear, 255. Game Boy, 544. Game Boy Advance, 989. That's all of them. Game Boy Color, 528. So all the portables there. Master System, 270. Genesis, 554. Nintendo 64, only 3. You got your Super Marios. Excuse me. Neo Geo, 140. Let's see if it's got all the metal slugs. Some of the recent ones didn't have all the metal slugs. So you got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and X. Nice. Like to see that. Nintendo, 777. Neo Geo Pocket, 8. Neo Geo Pocket Color, 37. TurboGrafx 1694. So again, beautiful stuff. PlayStation 21. What do we got in PlayStation? Bloody Roar 2. Breath of Fire 3. Breath of Fire 4. Castlevania. Castlevania Chronicles. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy 7, Disc 1, 2, and 3. Gran Turismo 2. Great racing game. Legend of Mana. Parappa the Rappa. Parasite Eve, Disc 1 and 2. Pepsi Man. Classic. Street Fighter EX2 Plus. Tekken 3. And Vagrant Story. Back up to the top. So that's pretty cool to see on a 32 gigabyte. I mean, if you were to expand this to a 64 gigabyte, you'd have even more space. RetroPie setup, those are your settings. Sega 32X, 31. So pretty good there. Let's see if there's any scripts. No, just basic stuff there. Sega SG 1000, we're on 62. Super Nintendo 763. And as far as Starfox 2, I believe it was on there because it was on there before. So I don't know why it wouldn't be on there anymore. Star Trek, Starfox 2 Classic Edition. So box art there. For those of you wanting Starfox 2, Virtual Boy 22, Capcom 65. So these are Capcom games. So you got some collections. Castlevania collection. These are going to be all your Castlevania games. You know, you got Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, PlayStation version, Nintendo, Genesis versions. CPS 1, you got your Capcom games. CPS 3. Mega Man, you got all your Mega Mans, NES, SNES. And you can see it scrolls. I think it should scroll. Yeah, see it's how it starts to scroll, and you can see GBA, so Game Boy Advanced on that one. So you can, on all these systems, you see, on the new RetroPie, you see what system it's for. You got all your metal slugs. You got it for Neo Geo, Game Boy Advanced, and I guess they're all Neo Geo. Oh, Neo Geo Pocket. Nice. Street Fighters, all your Street Fighters for the arcade, the SNES. I know a lot of Street Fighter fans out there, so you got like 8 versions of Street Fighter 2 to choose from. You got your custom collections, so there's a couple more. You got the SNES Mini. So all the SNES Mini games that came with the SNES Classic Mini, right here in your little SNES Classic. NES Mini, I'm sorry, I went back. NES Mini, so all your NES Mini. I think it's missing some, isn't it? So I'm missing a few there. Whoop, accidentally loaded that. I'll get out in a second. But as you see, these are in folders. That's what we were just looking at a second ago. So you saw the Nintendo bezels for a second there. So these are all folders. I can go back. So custom collections, NES Mini. I went in 2 directories, back to custom collections. And Final Fantasy collection, Donkey Kong collection. Okay. And then all back to all games, favorites, and last played. As I mentioned, you do have screensaver settings. You can set it on, you know, after 2 minutes, after 5 minutes. You could change it on whether you want to do like a slideshow or you want video snaps. This doesn't have video snaps, so you probably do a slideshow, or you'd have to add some videos to it to get that working. Something else I just wanted to see was the Donkey Kong Arcade. A lot of people want to know if the sound effects are there or not. Let's check that out. So really cool bezel. I think this looks really cool with the kind of the condensed vertical screen. You get that kind of, and the shaders, it's kind of a concaved shader. So really cool stuff. Look at those jukes. Oh, I thought I had that. We're doing it. We're doing it little by little. Whoa. Oh, got stuck. Almost. Okay. So, really cool. I played NES, console. Let's just see a CPS game, for example. Check out what the bezel looks for CPS, and then we'll check out what the bezel looks for maybe one more console, and then final thoughts here. Okay, so Final Burn Alpha, you get this cool little wide screen TV. So nice shaders, bezel, beautiful. Back in here, let's go ahead and do like a Super Nintendo, Starfox 2. So it's the same loading screen for everything. And in the game, though, different bezels, different sizes for each game. So there you go, Starfox 2, running beautiful. Good stuff. Okay. So there you have it. This is the Swineapple image, Mad Little Pixels, hard work. I mean, when I first did the reason I reviewed this before is I had the pre-release. This is a revised public release. And a lot of things have been fixed. I found a couple art things, a couple games that weren't launching, and then all the arcade collection was gone through, make sure everything's working, things like that. So it's a solid image. I'm going to give it an A. I mean, it's a super good. As I mentioned, the one thing where Dirty Gaming has on top of it is it's just a bigger collection of stuff, but a lot of that stuff might not even work. So as far as working, functional, you saw what it has. Everything's perfect. It gets an A. Awesome work. Let me know what you guys think. What do you like? Any changes? What do you think about it? Add more, add less? Let me know. Don't forget to throw a little like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You might want to check out Mad Little Pixels Facebook group. A lot of stuff goes down in there. And otherwise, we'll catch you on the next one.